Yeah, Steve is here. Steve, 7 minutes cost you the game.
Yeah, self-inflicted, no doubt about that. We are at the moment when we concede a goal, we're not managing the next moments well enough. Whether it's a little bit of panic or anxiety or concentration, it's something we need to look at. But at the moment when we concede a goal, of course you don't want to concede any goals, but when you do, we're looking vulnerable at the moment, and Fulham capitalised on that indecision that we showed after the first goal, and it's ended up costing us.
It's another reminder of how ruthless you have to be in this division, isn't it? Because you look at their finishes for the second and third goals, they're top quality finishes, but you can't give them those chances.
No, exactly, and we will, if we're looking for a fault of why we lost, we look no further than ourselves. We have to do that, me included. So yeah, you can say they're good finishes, and they are, but how we've let them get into them situations is like I said, self-inflicting of why the result ended up being what it was. So we obviously went 1-0 up first half, and we were okay in the game, although we didn't have as much as the ball as I would have liked, but I felt like we were in control when we didn't have it. And I actually thought we started the second half well. We started it better. We were up the pitch. We looked like, if anything, we would create chances to get a second one, and we've turned the ball over, and on 2 occasions. For the first one, they've got the corner. For the second one, obviously with a finish, and we've been punished. So yeah, like I said, we look no further than ourselves in the blame.
Because that's the thing, you look at one end and as you talked about, defensively and that sort of frailty, if you like. But as you said, for the first 7 minutes of that second half, it looked like it was Forest who were going to score the second goal.
Yeah.
But you've got to be just as ruthless at that end as you've got to be defensive at the other end.
Exactly, and that's the example of what you're saying. But and like I said, although we were looking at half time to saying, okay, if the game looks like Fulham having a lot of the ball, then we're okay with that, because I thought we could get them on counter attack, and I also thought that that they weren't a massive threat on our goal. But we did want more of the ball, and we started off, like I said, I repeat, we started the second half well, but we haven't made the most of that at the top end of the pitch, and exposed ourselves then at the bottom end, and it's cost us.
How are you feeling about what's going to happen for the rest? I mean, we're 7 games into a 38-game season, aren't we? Are you worried, or are you confident?
Well, we've lost four games on the bounce, so that's not good in any league or any moment. So let's not shy away from that. It's been a difficult few weeks, because in the end, that's what you want to do. What you have to do is win games. There's no doubt that at times we look like a new team. In our game, and there's parts of our game which looks like it's improving, and with some good moments, but then there's other parts of our game where we do look like a new team, and that's where we're at, and tonight is a good example of that. Some good bits, and then some bits where you think, we've not long been together. So I will always be confident, Colin. My mindset, and I will always believe that we can be the best version of ourselves, because if I don't believe that, nobody else will. But at the same time, I also know that, let's be honest, there's certain parts of our game that we have to improve quickly to give ourselves any chance of picking up more points than what we're doing now, because we haven't picked up enough. And you can say that in hindsight, you managed the last few minutes at Everton and the second half of Bournemouth and tonight and whatever, and you can build more points, but we're not. And that's because of the reasons what I'm saying, where some of our game is progressing, but there's other parts of our game which, like I said, we look like a new team, and we've got to sort it out.
Last season, when an international break came along, we'd quite often talk about having a couple of weeks to get on the training ground with them. But I guess now we're in the situation you're in with the squad you've got. You've got a lot of players missing.
Yeah, a lot of players going away, but we knew that was coming. We knew the international break was coming, and we knew the players who were going away. So we will still have a plan for the players that are here, and trying to progress the ones who, like I say, who still coming into training every day, and get the most out of that for when the boys come back the week after next. We can address tonight and address where we're at, and do our best to improve on certain parts of the game, which of course we fell short on tonight.